this video, I will be talking about something that has already been widely discussed in webinars and conferences, and that is social media and libraries. Libraries have always used social media, but only during the pandemic has it become more popular. And now, it's almost required for a library to have a Facebook page or social media profiles because it is an effective way of interacting with users. However, in this video, I would like to emphasize that the library should also enhance and improve its other online platforms rather than just rely on social media. For this video, we will be talking about the advantages and disadvantages of social media, effective posting, and alternatives to social media. So my perspective on social media is I am a blogger and I have been writing for MEDIA Librarian and using social media for around 5 years now. And I'm also a member of Iloilo Blogger Society. This is a bloggers group based here on Iloilo City. So before the pandemic, we would meet from time to time to talk about what's new on social media and how to grow our blogs. And when I first applied here in an academic library, I was a cataloger, but because of the pandemic, my job right now involves institutional repositories and the social media and online platforms of the library. And I didn't really expect that what I know from blogging is something that I would apply to my job right now. During the Emerging International Voices webinars last year, there was a speaker from the New York Public Library, and he said something that surprised me because social media is not actually one of their priorities, and they had a lot of debate and talks about social media before adopting it. They also focus on their users who do not use social media and those who may not be well-versed on technology or who may not have access to gadgets. Social media has a lot of advantages. It is widely used, it's free or almost free, and it's very user-friendly. Social media, especially Facebook, is widely used here in the Philippines, and in fact, Filipinos are one of the highest users of social media when it comes to Facebook. So it makes sense for the library to also be on social media because everyone is there. Businesses, local governments are on social media. Next is social media is free. And free data is very helpful for those who may not afford mobile load. And you can still post and use the chat service even with just free data. Social media is easy to use, so if you're a one-man librarian and you are not that good when it comes to technology, sometimes setting up a page on social media is easier than making a website from scratch. However, social media also has its disadvantages. One is it's very competitive. As I said, everyone is on social media. Your favorite celebrities, your favorite milk tea shop, your local government, the news agencies that you follow, everyone's on social media. So as a library or librarian on social media, you should be thinking of strategies on how to make your content stand out from the rest. Next is you can't actually reach everyone on social media. We talk a lot about how we can reach a lot of people on social media, but actually, if you post on your library Facebook page, not everyone on your audience can see it. In social media, there is this mysterious thing called the algorithm. This decides what appears on your newsfeed and what posts become popular. If you notice, your newsfeed is not the same for everyone. If you tend to follow pages or like things related to movies or food, Facebook will tend to show you things related to that. Platforms such as Twitter, Facebook, or YouTube want you to stay for as long as possible on their website because that's how they make money. What appears on your newsfeed depends on your search history and your interests and what Facebook suggests to you. So unless you are constantly visiting your library Facebook page, you might not see every post of your library. So this is something that we should also keep in mind when we are posting on social media. Because if you are a social media manager, if you're the one managing the social media pages of your library, you might see the analytics of your posts. And some posts do well, some posts don't. So this is something that we cannot control. This is actually where the algorithm works. Some posts become viral, some posts don't. So it's something that we can't totally control. Next is privacy concerns. In the past and until now, there has been a lot of privacy issues regarding Facebook, and this might be something you need to consider when you are using Facebook for your library or community. Another one is you don't actually own social media. Bloggers and businesses always recommend that you need to have your own website. Social media is always changing and we can't predict what will happen. Who knows, they might ban your page or something changes that we can't use it anymore. So it's always good to have your own website apart from social media. So you always have your own separate platform that doesn't rely on other platforms. This is just from my own personal preference and experience, but it's very difficult to search or browse for past posts on social media. Like if I want to search for a previous post, I have to dig through all these posts. I don't know, maybe in the future they will improve this, but in my opinion, if you have a website, you can arrange all those information in a clear and logical manner to make your users and your librarians see the information better. But if you rely on the design and the platform of social media, your design and your content will only be limited according to their format. And here are my tips from my own experience as a blogger and the one managing the social media pages on how to create effective posts. So one is be as specific as possible. So for example, you have a database and you post that we have ProQuest, this is a research database. Sometimes people don't understand what it means. But if you post a specific resource such as a book or a journal article, people will tend to understand that this is the content of this particular database or resource. Another tip is be brief and concise. On social media, as I said, there's a lot of competition and you need to convey your information in a way that is quick and no one wants to read a long block of text. So try to be brief and concise as possible. When I'm writing for social media, I tend to edit out more words than add more words. So I try to just put it in 1 or 2 sentences and add an attractive graphic or image in order for users to see your message right away. Next is visual content is more appealing. Videos and pictures get the most engagement on social media right now. So if you can do graphic design or someone in your library or school can do that, it is an effective way of promoting your resources. There are a lot of free tools online such as Canva, which makes graphic design easier even without experience. Next is sharing to relevant groups and communities. There are Facebook groups on Facebook that might be related to your school or libraries in general, so you can join these groups so you can share your posts. This is also a way for more users to follow your page. Aside from social media, I also recommend other alternatives. First is your website. So I think that this is the most important platform that you can have because your website is your own platform and you can customize it in a way that you want that doesn't depend on social media. Next is email marketing. So right now we are in the process of asking for permission for the library to send mass emails to the whole community. If you notice, businesses still use email marketing. Many people still use their emails, and unlike social media, if you send an email, at least you're sure that you sent it. On social media, you don't really know if this person has received your post or has seen your post. As of now, we still conduct continuous library orientations for students and faculty for them to understand the services and resources that we are offering. So other than social media, I think these things are still important. If you can reach them personally from a librarian to a user, that's even better. And the tools that I frequently use are Canva. So this is a free graphic design tool. There is a premium version, but I think that the free version already has a lot of good features. Next is tinyURL. So when you are posting links on your page, sometimes a really long link will not really invite clicks to that link. But if you shorten it using URL shorteners such as tinyURL or bit.ly, you can create this small link that you can share easily. So that's all for this video. If you have more questions about social media, blogging, or Philippine librarianship, You can comment down below, and for more updates on my next videos about Philippine libraries, you can subscribe to this channel. Thank you for watching and visit malditalibrarian.com.